One last thing that I want to show you are a couple of cool soloing concepts for the key of G with an acoustic guitar. The first one that's just so beautiful, and you can try these on electric, there's no reason not to, but something that's super cool is taking your pinky that was already on that G chord, right? And using some G minor pentatonic blues scale. So check this out. While I'm keeping my pinky on this high root here, you've got 1, 2, 3. The first, second, third frets on the B string. Back down. And I'm strumming the B and the high E at the same time. And that second fret is the passing tone. So you can hammer on pull off with it or slide into it. You just never want to lay on that second fret. It's always meant to be passing up to the third or down to the first, but never sticking on it. It won't sound good. But so check it out. Then ring finger on the third fret of the G string, and then the open G string's the root. That all fits. So let me give you a couple of variations that you can check out. One, you can hit the third fret of the G string, then actually plant your index finger on the first fret of the B, gives a more minor grit feel, pinky on the third fret of the high E, and then you hit the third fret of the G by itself, then the B and high E, sorry. And from there you could climb up, back down, you can make it a G major chord by taking your first finger off of the B string. So then I like hammer on pull off on the B string, and I'm strumming the B and high E, then the third fret on the G while I'm still keeping the shape, now also I want you to know the G blues scale in this very first position. It's a kind of an unusual one, but I want to show you that as well because it's great for soloing. You're going to go first third on the E string, then first third on the A string, but then you have the blues note on the fourth. Then the open G string. I'm sorry, the open D string. Then the third fret on the D string, open G string, third fret on the G string, then immediately to the first on the B string, not the open B string, and you would go 1, 2, 3, then you've got 1, 3 on the high E. So 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 0, 3, 0, 4, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, and 3 is the root. And that's the position below the regular blues scale I always teach people. So if you've already been working on this one, try and use this as the extension below it instead of just using the extended run, which is beautiful as well. And these are all from my other soloing DVDs, but you've got this whole position below this one. So those open strings are really crucial with the acoustic. It's what I've been emphasizing. So check this out. And these are all ideas that are great if you're with a buddy or your brother or a student or a teacher or whatever. One guy can kind of jam those open chords I just taught you, and someone else can start working on these licks. So these are great licks that work over that last progression. So check this out. This is really, really awesome. I love this. The cool thing, you know, like we said before, is utilizing the open strings. And when we're in G or a G blues, even if you're just in a G blues like that kind of thing, or what I showed you earlier, that kind of thing, you have the open D string and you have the open G string. Okay? Then you also have that blues scale right there. And then also the stuff below it. But so what you can do is if you're playing your blues scale right here, most specifically the D and the G string, like I said, they're open. You've got the 3 to 5 on the D string. And then you've got the 3 and 5 on the G string, as well as the 6, which is the blues note. And you even have the 7 too. But you have both of those open strings, like I said. So you can do something like this. One exercise is just play the open string like that, and then do a pull off on the 3rd, and you can also do a pull off on the 5th. You can do a pull off on the 6th, you can do a pull off on the 7th, and in any combination, but you can start like this. Get that going. And then you can add the 5th fret. Another thing would be you have both fingers planted, you pluck that G string, pull your ring finger off first, then your index finger to open. All those same tricks that I just showed you on that G string are going to work on the D string as well. So I could hit the open D string, hammer on the 3rd, then hammer on the 5th. It's going to be sweet. Or the so a couple of cool ideas is you could do the open D, hammer 3rd, 5th, and then hit the open G. And utilize that D string 3 and 5, and even the 2 works really well. That's part of a mode, the Mixolydian mode, not the blues scale, but that's going to work too. Okay, so there's just cool stuff, and later on in this series, I'm gonna give some specific licks to teach you. But one other thing that's gonna be beautiful for this G key is playing the open D and G together, and then you could use one finger, or you could double up. I'm gonna double up with my. Sometimes I use my middle and ring. Sometimes I use my index and middle. But you can do the 2nd fret on those 2 strings. And then you can also do the 3rd fret on those strings. Then you can also do, like I was saying before, the the 5th fret. Even just the double cluster on the 3rd fret of the D and G, a little nudge into open. And obviously you've got all your soloing ideas that I've taught in the other blues DVDs that can be added to that. But like I said, I was emphasizing those open strings. So just to kind of recap everything we've done so far, it's quite a bit of stuff. But we worked on a bunch of E acoustic blues ideas. Obviously fills, all those different things. Then we went into kind of the, another super popular key for acoustic blues is G. So we worked on G, and as you saw, it has its own little signature things that are going to work great on an acoustic guitar to get that bluesy sound. So if you stick around, obviously you can review all this stuff, but if you stick around, besides practicing everything we've done up to this point and experimenting, trying to be creative, but yet being patient and practicing slowly, all these things I want you to keep thinking about, that it's not going to happen overnight. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on another super popular key. We're going to go drop D for the blues. So that's the next module I'm going to teach you. And then after that, I'm going to give you a nice beginner acoustic slide lesson that's going to use an alternate tuning. And I think that's going to be, a really fun thing to be able to do. And then coming up after that, I'm going to teach you the 3 most common finger picking patterns for acoustic blues, just to introduce you to that. Then I'm going to teach you some nice tasty licks in the tasty zone, and then your head will probably explode after that. So we'll just have to wait and see. All right, but just stay tuned. So the drop D idea of the blues is coming up right next. All right, we'll see you there.